Hey everyone, I'm going to give you a quick rundown to how I made the spur gear for a mini REVO fit in my Mini 8. Now the reason for this is because this right here is the Mini 8 spur gear, and the selection on it's only like a 58, 60, and 62 tooth spur gear. So there's really not a whole lot there. If anything, the pinion gear is going to make the biggest difference in your gearing for that. However, with the mini REVO gearing, you can go from a 45, 50, or 55 tooth spur gear. So there's a lot more selection there. Now, the way I actually made this all fit on here, I actually had a mini REVO on me that's just kind of down for the time, so I just pulled the whole system off to see what I could do. Luckily enough it fit, but to give you exactly how it's going to go onto this shaft for the differential here, if I can get the camera right to see it, is basically the original stock piece that would go on the back of the spur gear is going to fit right back on, and just make sure it fits around the pin in there, spinner or whatever, to get it on. And then the parts you're going to need to buy are going to be these three pieces right here, the first of which is obviously your spur gear, and then you're going to need the slipper pad as well as this ball bearing on the back, which I believe is an 8x4, I think. So I'll have the part numbers at the bottom. I'll look them up and get them for you, so you can see them in the description below. But if you make all that, or if you put all that together, that'll slip right back on, and the slipper plate is a perfect fit to that stock Losi piece, so you don't have to worry about that being offset or anything stupid like that. And then from there, one of the weirdest things, I guess that's kind of easy, is when you take apart the original slipper assembly thing, there are two different size bearings, one of which has to fit inside that mount there that keeps your drive shaft aligned. That way, nothing gets squirrely and shit. And if you take that larger bearing, and then there's another smaller bearing that sits on the back of the shaft on the stock pieces, you can actually press fit that smaller bearing into the larger one, as I've done, and actually it didn't feel seized up at all. Both bearings worked perfectly fine, so I just stuck a little bit of oil on them, called them good. I've been doing speed runs at just over 70 miles an hour with it, no problems at all. So if that piece goes on there, and then you will need a Dremel to drill out the lip that will be on this piece. Just make it flush all the way across. When you're doing that, just be careful, wear glasses, you don't want shards of metal in your eye. But basically, once that bearing's on there, I took two of these washers that I just got out of the screw set, and I stuck them back down on here. That way I could just get enough gap there to get up to the threads, because otherwise when the nut goes on, it just seemed a little bit too short, too tight. So that's how I did that. And then from there, it's all the stock pieces, just your two washers and this little spring thing, and then the nut to go on the back. That'll all screw on together and she'll work great. And then you can get a lot more selection. It helps a lot for speed runs. Like I said, I do have a speed run on there. I actually just got a bigger motor, if you're interested in still listening. But you can see right here is the stock motor, which is 20mm and it's 40mm long. Well, I just did a long jump at the toy shop for Walpock in Ohio, and I ended up using this cheap Tacon 2848 3900 kV motor on 3-cell. Actually, that thing could rip with that little motor. And then with that motor, I hit 70 miles an hour using the Mini 8 with street tires. Now from there, because I'm going to try to push to close to 100 miles an hour, I actually upgraded to Tacon's boat motor, which was going to go to a 5000 kV. It can still hold 3-cell. It's now, I think, close to 3 times the watts. So, and I believe, but don't quote me, it is a full 4-pole. I don't know though, I'm not sure, but hoping to get some achievements out of that. So we'll see where it gets me. Alright, thank you.